Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite tennis podcast, your favorite sport podcast, your favorite podcast of all time. I am your favorite host, Lucy, and then your second favorite host.
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm
So just
joking,
ranking for the people. It's all good.
I'm joking. Just coming a little bit, with vim. Life's kicking our asses, so we have to, bust some jokes. But yeah, I'm Lucy, guys,
And
and we
I'm
have the
Eugene.
boss, Eugene.
Don't know about the boss,
How are
but
you?
yeah. I'm good,
How are you,
Lucy, man.
Eugene?
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Actually, I'm not okay, but I'm here talking with you. We're gonna talk about tennis, niggas in tennis, um, some jokes, hopefully, and that will make me feel better. So
We're gonna push through. We're gonna push
we're gonna
through.
push through.
I'm very happy to be here after
Yeah,
this long Australian Open that we've just
bro,
witnessed.
bro.
But it's been fun though. I've enjoyed it.
I mean, I was gonna ask you, like, how you rating this Australian Open?
Like I said, in like the write up that I did, it's messed with the sleeping pattern horribly.
Oh my
But
gosh.
like that is kind of standard, isn't it? Like that's to be expected, like with the
But it's
Australian
crazy
time
how we never get
zone.
used to it. We always complain about the time difference, and it's
Yeah,
like,
I
when
know.
when are we actually gonna get used to this?
Yeah,
And he never.
it's mad. Like I don't know about you, but I didn't watch any of like the morning matches for us. So like the night sessions in Australia, I didn't watch any of those really because I was sleeping during those times. So like that would have been around like 8 a.m. our time and onwards. But I did stay up for like the
A
day
lot of
sessions.
Yeah, no, a lot of them I try to push through, and I'll watch like half of the first set and I'll just doze off.
Because you
Especially,
what time do you start work? You start work at 9 or 10.
I start work at 9. No,
So
start work at 9, finish at
so
6.
so matches would have been playing, as in the night session would have been playing or would have been on whilst you were like just starting work. Whereas
It depends. Some of them though, yeah. Some of them, yeah, like, hey, oh yeah, because you work different hours. Yeah. So there were times where I was watching it like as I was working. But the problem is I kind of felt a lot of the matches that I did want to watch, they put a lot of the niggas around 3, 4 a.m., which I
yeah
don't understand why. So it was
yeah
really annoying. So a lot of times, like, I feel like this Australian Open is actually the best effort I've made to actually stay up to watch matches.
interesting.
Which is crazy because the Australian Open started around the time where I went back to work when I was off for like literally a month. So I really don't know how I did that. But
That extended break you had in Senegal.
well, and I need another one because work is stressing a girl out. I came back, I was
No.
like, this is too ghetto. But yeah, no, like this Australian Open, I was sleeping. Listen, I normally don't nap. I don't know how to nap. I power nap. Like, I'm a light sleeper, but this Australian Open, my nigga, I was sleeping during the day. Like, the amount of naps I was catching
In the
outside of working
afternoon.
hours. No, outside of working hours, of course.
Disclaimer. Indeed. Okay.
Disclaimer. I'm talking about during the weekends, of course. But
So what, this was
yeah,
during the afternoon. You were just like having naps.
bro, during the afternoons, I was sleeping because it was just too much. It was actually
Yeah.
just way too much. And the thing is that I've said this before. I don't know if I said it on the pod or like privately just to you, but like watching tennis as just a fan and then watching tennis as you have a platform is a whole different ball game because you really need to focus and you really need to remember so you can be like, oh yeah, shit, I need to make sure that we mentioned this and we mentioned
Mm.
that. So yeah, it's a whole different ball game. And the thing is with tennis, it's not like with football where you can just easy see the score and just get an idea, but like you never know. You might see a score 6-4, 6-2, but you don't know. Maybe the one who lost had a match point, or like, do you get what
Exactly.
I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you don't know how
Yeah.
it went up.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
maybe they went up 5 games and
It
then
doesn't tell the
the
full
opponent
story.
just that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like hard at times. Hence why sometimes when I really want to know how a match went, I'm just on tennis Twitter and I'm like, yo, how did the match go? And then you get a full on proper detail, like, oh yeah, they were doing this, or like this happened, or blah blah blah. So
But before we kind of
yeah.
get into it, like in terms of the final, so let's start with women actually. So Aryna
Mm.
Sabalenka shouts out her first Grand Slam,
Yeah, well deserved. Oh my gosh.
beating Elena Rybakina or Rybakina,
Yeah.
Wimbledon champion. Again,
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch it, but I heard it was a very high quality match.
No, it was a high quality final. I think it was even not I think it was better than the men's final,
Three sets as
100%.
well, wasn't it? So went distance.
Yes, three sets, went
Yeah,
distance. It was really good because you had one who was like the top server and the other one who was like a top returner. So it was like really good and stuff.
big hitters as well. Both powerful
Big
players.
hitters,
Mm.
powerful players. It was very focused. Like it made me feel really good about like the WTA. But yeah, shout out to Sabalenka. She started really well this season. My girl has enough. Like to me, I feel like this was long overdue. And you could tell that everyone else felt the same because even the way everyone was
Yeah.
congratulating her was like, oh, this was meant to be. Like you deserve this. Like it
As
looked
in like
like
as in players.
as in players and
Yeah,
even
yeah.
WTA players, despite the fact that they beef a lot, that you could tell that, people were really rooting for her. And I'm really happy for her, man. I just hope that she just keeps it up. And yeah, and same with what's her name again?
Rebecca. No.
Rebecca, no, yeah. She played really well. I actually thought she was going to win, to be
Same.
honest. Mainly because as much as Sabalenka is a great player, I feel like the reason why she hasn't reached to where she has now is because she didn't know how to handle the big matches, like the important matches. I think the very important ones, the one where she shouldn't lose or she can't afford to lose, she always did. And I feel like she's finally overworked that. And which makes sense because she did do like on one of her press conferences, she did say that she got rid of a psychologist because she was like, listen, I actually need to work on this on my own, whatever I need to work on mentally. So you could tell that she had enough of, not being where she should be. And yeah, like I'm really happy. I was really happy with the women's side of stuff in terms of
Yeah, which we'll
like
talk about in more detail. And what
yeah.
about the men? Novak Djokovic, 10th Australian Open, 22 now, level with Rafa Nadal, beating Stefanos Tsitsipas in the final. Again, I didn't watch it, holding my hands up.
To be
But
honest, you ain't missed one of my friends. One of my friend was that I was like, boy, I'm even upset that I wasted my Sunday waking up at 8 a.m. to watch
wow, I
that
heard it was
final.
okay though. I think Tsitsipas started quite nervy, like at the start, and then the second and third set he warmed up because I think it was
It
7-6,
went,
7-6, or
yeah,
7-5, 7-6.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
extended it, but yeah,
yeah,
Novak
a
was just
little.
too good in the
Do
end.
you know what? Do you know? I think for me, I feel like I'm not even saying this more of a sister pass thing. I'm just saying it as when the Australian Open started, I knew he was going to win. I
As in
had Novak.
Novak.
Yeah.
Mm,
So it was like to me it was just too predicted for him to
interesting.
win that it was like, and then when I found out Tsitsipas win the final, I was like, oh yeah, this I knew this final wasn't gonna give. I really don't know why I woke up. It's just the tennis in me, tennis fan in me. But not saying Tsitsipas is a bad player. I think Tsitsipas is a great player, but I think over time he has shown that he struggles a little bit when it comes to like finals and stuff, especially Grand Slam
Grand
finals. And
Slam
he
finals,
has the
yeah.
potential. Like he's reached semi-finals at Grand Slams, he's reached finals and stuff. But when it comes to, beating Novak, who had a different type of strength to win this because with everything that happened last year, which is it's kind of annoying how people are talking about it like it was the maddest thing, like, as if like something tragic happened.
It was pretty crazy though, Lucy. The guy was
No, no, no,
bloody.
no, 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 no. It was crazy, but like he's saying it as if like someone got injured or like, do you get what I
But
mean?
he was like
When
deported. Like when you ever
yeah,
hear an athlete being deported,
okay,
like
okay, okay. But then what did he say on that BBC interview? He said on the BBC interview, like, listen, I am ready to take the L if it means like if I'm not vaccinated and I cannot play. And I think that's my frustration with the whole Novak thing. It's more of a thing of like, you're complaining that this and this and that, but you said yourself you're happy to take the L. So take it. But
mm,
like it is what it is. He also he had a lot of issues with like the media and stuff, this Australian Open. He kind of felt like he's been treated unfairly. But
you
and
see
which
the
I
stuff
feel
with
like
his Did you see the stuff with his dad with the Russians? It was a bit mad.
I need you uncles to stop talking, right? I really need you. From Uncle Tony Nadal to Novak's dad. Like, just shut up. Like, stop talk. Like, who? First of all, tennis media, stop giving a microphone to these people. Let's just stop right there. The things you know about that is that the way that I see it is like you're seeing your son getting cooked every day on the media, on social media, like whether it's fans, whether it's like journalists, whatever it is. Why the fuck would you do that? I just
Unfortunate.
I don't get it, which is really unfortunate. Like his own dad is even his op. Like, for what reason? Why would your dad be doing that? Why is your dad going on and saying these type of things? Like, it didn't make sense. It honestly did not make sense, and it's annoying because Novak got cooked for it.
To be honest, though, his dad didn't really say anything. It was more of, yeah, it was just unfortunate the way it played out. So basically, long story short, I'm sure everyone's aware, but yeah, Novak's dad was posing in a picture with fans. We're not sure if they were Russian or, I mean, they had a Russian flag with Vladimir
Yeah.
Putin's face on that flag.
On that flag.
And yeah, it looked obviously we all know the conflict going on right now between Russia
Yeah.
and Ukraine, this war, legal war anyway. Just not a good look. So it wasn't like
No, he
Novak's
didn't
dad.
just take a picture. He also made a comment.
What did he say?
He was, oh shit, I forgot the comment exactly, but he basically said something like it was kind of like he was praising
I don't
Putin
know
as
about
well.
I don't know about that, Lucy. I don't know about that because
Okay, okay,
Novak,
allegedly.
yeah, Novak came out and said that obviously, like, yeah, he's him and his family. They've lived through wars, like they know, like the turmoil war kind of does to families and
Okay,
people. So they don't
either
support any kind
way,
of war or anything.
if I
So
get that, Eugene,
I'm not
but
sure
either
about
way,
that.
okay, even if you didn't make the comment, even if you didn't make the comment, I am so sorry. Even me, who's not a famous person, I know for a fact that doing something like that is a bit mad.
Mm,
As even as a normal person who where nobody knows about. But if you're someone where you are the father of one of the biggest sport athlete, I'm not even talking about the biggest tennis athlete. We're talking about one of the biggest sports athletes. Bro, why? Like,
but
come on.
we're spending far too much time on this already. But like, yeah, don't you think though? Like, it wasn't really. I don't know. I just think he's getting a bit of a bad. What's the word?
Who?
It's just unfortunate, as in
Novak.
Novak's dad, because I mean, it's not like he knew these guys were gonna like take out this flag. Do you get me? Like, I don't know how it all played out, but like, I know for a fact. I mean, if any sane person, if they see a flag with Putin's face on it, they're gonna stay clear of that group.
And that is
Like,
what you are thinking. I don't underestimate. That's not something I will underestimate, to be very honest. Like, I'm so sorry. There's so many. Like, you need to think about Eugene as well. These people have been media trained, media controlled. They know
mm,
what to do and what to not do. There's no way you've been in like the industry or like in the media and you're not that careful. And even
yeah,
if it's
no,
not him, I'm pretty sure there were people around him that are probably like, yo, are you clocking
yeah,
what's going
yeah,
on? Do you get what I mean? So
no,
I'm
I hear
just
you.
I'm more annoyed with the fact that Novak got cooked for it because that's not fair on him. As much as I'm not a fan of Novak like that, like fair is fair. It's not fair that he was getting cooked for it.
Yeah,
But all of
because it was.
that, I feel like has given him even more of a push at the end of the day to win this slam. So I said it. I said with everything that happened last year, Novak's going to be on different smoke this year. If there is a final or a semi-final of him and Nadal this year at the French Open, my nigga, Nadal is getting cooked. Nadal is getting cooked, in my honest opinion. That nigga and his legs and his injuries, child, and the coke and the smoke that Novak has right now. He's a different energy. I honestly
Mm,
feel like this year he's gonna be on different smoke because he's like, all right, you guys fucked up my calendar year, and then you fucked up my actual year last year. No, 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 no. It's not
Up to
happening
number
again.
2 now in the rankings as well.
Up to
So
number 2 in the ranking, 22
mm,
Grand Slams. So shout out to him, and it is what it is.
only one behind Serena now, which
I
is
do not
kind of
care
crazy.
about what you are saying. They want to be her
Just-
so bad. They want to be Serena so bad. Look at them chasing that 23. They want to be Serena so bad, but you never gonna beat her.
very, very
No.
mad. But yeah, let's get into Ben Shelton. For me, he was like the story of, well, I'd say like, yeah,
100%.
even from like a non-blackspin global perspective, like Ben
Oh
Shelton
yeah.
kind of, yeah, he owned the Australian Open, I think, this year. Like, just kind of
100%.
bursting onto the scene. Obviously, this was his first trip outside of like the US ever, which is insane.
Crazy.
20-year-old American. And yeah, like he's just an exciting guy, like in terms of his play. I think his energy as well. Like it was really like refreshing to kind of
Very.
see him on the court. And I think the fans really took to him as well. Like after matches, like all the kids, like obviously wanting pictures and autographs, and he's just the way he was interacting with them. I thought it was really, really cool. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's someone that we kind of need like in the game because he's a different kind of character. Um, yeah, and I just love watching every minute of his matches. Like, and
Yeah.
again, it was tough to stay up for because yeah, a few of them
A
were
lot of
like,
his matches were during like 3, 4 a.m. Yeah.
and also the night session. I think one of the night session matches was the Popperin match, and that one I struggled to stay up for. And
Yeah,
he
I think
won that.
same as well.
He won that in straight sets, and obviously Popperin is an Australian, so like the crowd were
Mm-hmm.
very much for
No, I
Popperin.
watched that match. I
Yeah,
watched
that
that match, and I have to say, Eugene, I don't know how Ben done it because playing against an Australian,
exactly.
yo, it's like if he won a point, it was crickets. Crickets. You hear that is it, like that or nothing. I'm not joking. And I was just like, oh my God, like how is he doing this? Like I don't know how, like he lost this match, that match, did he? No,
He
he won it.
won. Ben Shelton, that was the third round. He won in straight sets.
Yes, no, he won it in straight sets. Yeah, no, sorry, he won it. And I was honestly so, and you could tell that there was one set, I can't remember which set it was specifically, but there was one set where you could see he was really struggling. And the only reason why his opponent was actually getting fired up was because of the help of the crowd. Like, honestly speaking, like that was what thinking, but Ben was the one that doing it. And honestly, for someone who had his first full tournament in a whole different environment, I don't know how he pushed that through mentally, but seeing that just shows to you how great he's going to be moving
Oh
forward.
man,
If he
yeah.
can do all of that now, oh, he's in good hands, honestly, because
Yeah.
that was a very good match for him. Like the way that he was doing well, and then it was going down, but it wasn't a thing where his opponent was doing the maddest thing or he couldn't hit his opponent back. So whenever it was like the way it was getting broken, he was breaking back. Like he was trying his best, but you could tell that he was trying to stay focused, and he did it. And I know it was so hard for him to stay focused because the crowd, oh my gosh. And I don't blame them because they're probably like, who the fuck is this Ben guy? You know, because he popped,
But
think about it. You know, he popped
no,
out of nowhere. So
yeah,
it's weird, like, who this nigga?
yeah,
Who these niggas?
most people will probably saying that. I hope you're not a nigga, but yeah. But now everyone's aware like who he is. Like they
Oh
know
yeah.
now. And I put in the show notes that I was most impressed with the second round match he played against Nicolas Jarre of Chile. Because it was
I think I
like,
missed that one. Yeah, I
yeah, that
missed
was
that
happened.
one.
That was like around 3 a.m. our time. But I stayed up for the duration of that. And what most impressed me, Lucy, was the fact it was like just so businesslike. Like considering Jarry is a good player, like in terms of he's big, he serves well, just a normal kind of, I say normal. He's a clay quarter, but like he has game for like the hard courts as well. But Shelton just stayed so solid. And I was like, wow, he's just come through a 5-setter in the first round. He's now playing Jarry in the second round. And like, yeah, I think it was like 7-5, 7-6, 7-6. Like a really like tough. Well, I say tough, it was straight sets, but 3 like long sets. And for him to come
Yeah.
through the way he did, I was like, yeah, this this kid's special. Like he's got
He
something
is.
about him. And then obviously the third round, like you said, against Popperin, like to not only take on the player but also the crowd, which he acknowledged afterwards as well. He was like, "Oh yeah, the crowd were great." Like, which I thought again, it's just
Yeah,
such.
it was really no. When he said that, I was really surprised. I was like, "Nigga, they were not clapping for you." But shout out to, but that just shows to you how much of a great vibes
Yeah,
he
because
is.
he enjoyed the fact that they created the atmosphere. He was like, "Oh, you guys created
Yeah,
this atmosphere, which was
yeah,
really good to
yeah,
play
yeah.
in."
Nah,
So
he has a great personality. He's a great player, a strong player. Like
mm,
the way he just
big
hits is just
serving lefty.
big. Listen, is really serious. So I'm honestly looking really forward
Yeah,
to seeing him. But like these Americans, you go.
it's taking. Listen, they're taking over, man. It's good
They're
to
taking
see.
over. We
It's
might
good to
celebrate
see.
4th of July in London this year. Who knows?
And yeah, now he's like what he's as things stand, he's number 44 in the world, like top
Crazy.
50, which is
That's actually
crazy
crazy.
considering he only turned pro what last summer, just before the US Open.
Mm,
So like the rise has been ridiculous, and he's only going to
yeah,
continue to get better. I think Popper also said after that match that yeah, if he continues to play like that, he's like top 20, like
yeah,
easy.
yeah.
Like so, yeah, very very happy and like excited for Ben Shelton and like all the
Mm-hmm.
success that's definitely pending for him.
Facts.
Um, Michael Mmoh as well. What another another great story. Like insane.
Crazy
Um,
story.
he
Crazy. So
secured.
actually, matter of fact, how
Go on.
about we actually let the listeners hear the story itself
Yeah, I
from
like
the
that.
coach,
I
from the
like that.
coach, exclusive. See, this is why we the best podcast in the world. We got exclusive from the coach itself. You guys,
Zack
you don't
Evenden
get that.
shouts out.
So shout out
Indeed.
to Zach for trusting us, for reaching out to us, from one brother to another. But yeah, so here is the snippet from Zach himself, which is Mmoh's coach, also ex-coach of Tiafoe and
Francis
Hailey
Tiafoe.
Baptiste.
Indeed.
So yeah, explain us a story of how Mmoh's run, crazy run to the Australian Open.
Bro, so we waited around the first day of main draw, got nothing. So the next day we warmed up early in the morning, went back to the hotel. As soon as we got back to the hotel, we're packing our bags up, looking for flights. He actually booked his flight, and then we get a call saying that you're on next, and the match before us was 6-2 and 4-love or something like that, or 6-2 2-love. So we had to rush straight to the site. Obviously prepare. Then obviously we went on. No time to prepare. Had to drop off rackets, all that. Text the stringers, obviously eat and get his mind right, calm his nerves, get him focused to go on. We go on, had chances to break early, don't get those. He gets his one chance, gets it, then, everything kind of spirals from there. We're 2-0 down very quick. Third set, he starts fighting back. Laurent served for it at 5-4. We broke. We were 5-love up in the breaker. Rain delay, obviously one thing leads to another. Some bad luck goes our way. Laurent played some great points and just said, screw it, started treeing off, and it started working. Mmoh got a little tight because obviously we need it. Ends up being like, 6-all, rain delay, go inside, take ages to come out. Ended up coming back out after about 2.5 hours or something like that. Come back out, lose the first point. Match point down, Laurent double faults. Next point, very tight point, about 20 ball rally. Point after that, Mmoh serves an unreturnable. After that, the match kind of went went in our way. It went in our favor. We were able to play a good match, and we were able to stop at 3-1 up in the fifth. After that, it was a pretty straightforward, match. It ended up raining a little bit in that fifth set. We ended up stopping at 3-1 up, 30 all. Come back out today and, had to wait pretty much a whole day to go back on court and finish up. Warmed up about 4 times. So the whole ordeal has pretty much lasted, 36 hours. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy day and a half. Yeah, absolutely insane. And now that puts him at 89 or 90 in the rankings, which confirms a top 100. It's not a bluff top 100. It's not a weak top 100. He's earned this one. So this is awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Very relieved, but also very excited for tomorrow, because it's a great opportunity. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, so as you just heard, that was Mmoh's run. Well, the first round match he played against Laurent Lecoli, in crazy circumstances, rain delays, heat. There was a heat break as well because of the crazy temperatures in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So for him to kind of get through that in 36 hours, I think it was in total, insane. Crazy. And then he followed that up with the biggest win of his life against Alexander Zverev in the second round. And I don't know about you, Lucy, but I had a feeling that he was going to beat him.
Same.
I really did. I don't know why. I just thought, you know what, Zverev obviously he's coming back from his injury as well, so it was a good opportunity to kind of play him, I guess, or good time to play him. But still, he still had to beat the guy, and he did in 4 sets. And then the third round, it was against JJ Wolf, fellow American. Wolf then got handled by Shelton in the 4th round, which I loved. But Mmoh making that run to the 3rd round, I think he said it was that is his best run at a Grand Slam to date. So
100%.
very, very successful outing, considering he was literally hours away from flying home without playing the 1st round match.
Can you actually imagine?
And I loved when Zack also said, basically the ranking now is top 100. So I think he's 83, I want to say.
Yeah, 83.
And that's a career high as well. And Zack was like, oh yeah, it's not a bluff. Top 100, it's like he's worked hard for it. And it's true.
100%,
he really has.
Yeah.
He's been putting in a lot of work.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Really, really excited to see Mmoh this year. And I think, we'll be seeing a lot more of him on the ATP tour, which is great. So fantastic. Frances Tiafoe now. Where to start with Frances?
First of all, let's start with the kit.
I mean, the fit. Let's go.
Let's start with the fit. You people with no style that tried to come for Tiafoe's fit. First of all, you guys ain't got no drip.
He pulled it off.
That's what I was really surprised. I was like, what are you guys talking about? He really pulled it off. It was really nice, and and it's not even just that. I feel like if anyone else wore that, I'd have been like, what the fuck are those? What are you doing? What are you doing? Only Tiafoe was literally able to pull that off. So shout out to him. Shout out to his girl defending him. She was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I am. I don't know what you guys are. I don't know what they're talking about either.
Well, to be fair, she said she kind of encouraged him. She was like, oh yeah, it was she picked it, or she helped.
This is why in this life you need a black woman. Period. Period. You see how they just make your life better. You see how it's everybody was talking about Tiafoe's kid. Hello.
So she was a chief encourager.
Which we rarely get in the ATP. We always get more they would say, oh, she wore this or wore that. So I really like the fact that, and you can see the exposure that Tiafoe is getting even more and more. And honestly, Eugene, is so refreshing because
even the kicks as well. So his kicks on Naomi Osaka kicks.
The Naomi Osaka kicks. The Calvin Klein ad that I think is part of the campaign. He's really you could see that oh shoot, what's the name again? Salva J, Serena's agent.
Oh, Jill,
you can see that Jill's been trying to get my bro paid. So shout out to Jill. Shout out to Jill. But honestly speaking, even when he was playing during the Australian Open, you could tell like fans are more excited to watch him play. It
Oh,
just
big
shows to you
time.
how
Yeah,
much more
yeah.
entertaining is. Like the crowd goes even like now when you say Tiafoe, people are ready to watch him. Do you get what I mean? So
He's
it's
now an established top 20 player. Like, yeah.
yeah,
So
honestly, and
yeah,
it's such a great feeling because we basically watched him like
I
grow.
know the rise.
Like
I
it's
know.
honestly
I
like
know.
it's just like damn, like that's Tiafoe now,
That's bro. That's
like that's bro. Like honestly, it's so dope to see. Like, and it
Mm,
hit me so much when I was watching his matches this Australian Open. I was like, bro, like this is really happening. Like this is really this is him. He's that guy.
yeah.
So yeah, he had like a great run. I think the second round it was like straight sets that he won, right?
Yeah. So that was against I hope I'm saying his name right. So Chung Cheng Shang,
Yes.
Chinese 17-year-old, really, really like talented player. Like he came through qualifying. So and then got a big win in the first. I forgot who he played. Who did he play in the first round? He played a German, Oscar Otter, in the
Okay.
first
Oh
round. I think
wow.
he came
Okay.
through that in 5 sets as well. So good
Mm,
win for Shang. And then yeah, the second round against Tiafoe. Like Tiafoe, I've said here, like respectfully sunned him. Like in terms of, Tiafoe's 25 now, or turned
mm,
25 in Australia, but
mm.
the older player. And just yeah, he looked in every sense like stronger and just he just knew like I don't want to say the occasion got to Shang because that's not really fair, but Tiafoe just did what he had to do basically, and
Mm,
it was a comfortable straight sets win.
mm,
And at the end as well, at the net, I did like they kind of exchanged like Tiafoe like said some like words like said some nice things to him at the end, which I do like seeing like when players like especially when they're playing someone younger, like that
yeah.
respect because he was like yeah the
Yeah,
guy is
yeah, yeah.
talented. He's like yeah he's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
problem, and you can
Mm-hmm.
kind of see that. So
I'm gonna
yeah,
check it out.
Tiafoe, but then he did lose in the third round to Karen Khachanov, the Russian. Like he's so annoying because like with Khachanov, I think he lost to Khachanov at Wimbledon as well last year.
Hence
Um,
why when I saw Tiafoe's draw, I literally said to myself, he's the only threat. Like
really
I'm not that I had a feeling that match was going to be rocky, and we were so
interesting.
close.
I
We
know
were
four
so
sets.
close. We were
I
so
think he served. I think he served for the fourth set as well. Like
he
he had
did.
set points. Yeah,
Yeah, so it
yeah,
was, I think it was even like a tie break, if I remember
yeah. It was in a tie
correctly.
break. It was like
It was a
5-1
tie.
up in a tie break or something. Yeah.
Yep. And then I was just like,
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know if it was like the nerves were coming or who was thinking like so much or stuff. But if we hit one big serve, we were like
I
gone. And I
know. I
honestly feel
know.
like if he bagged that, we would have won the match. And I think he'd definitely gone through like the second because he was looking so great. The first two
Yeah.
matches, it was like boom, boom, boom. But when I clocked that he was gonna get catching up, I was like, guys, I'm not gonna lie, this one's looking
The thing with
like,
Khachanov though as well, like and I think he does deserve a bit more credit. Like he shows up like at Grand Slams.
oh
Like
yeah, that,
he
and I think that is why people kind of sleep on him. It's like,
mm,
yeah, he's not like really out there in the other type. But when it comes to Grand Slams, how come my guy is always making it through like the fucking second week of the
so
Grand Slams?
US Open, he was a
Like,
semi-finalist, wasn't he, last year? US Open.
I think so, or something
Yes.
like
He was a
that. That's what I'm
semi-finalist.
saying. Like he. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. I don't know if it's a thing where during Grand Slams that he has some different type of smoke,
Just
but he
clicks.
does.
Mm,
But hence why when I saw it, a lot of people underestimate. But when I was looking at it, I was like, bro, I think this is gonna be a rocky match still.
yeah.
And I was right, but we were so close. But for us to be that close, I feel like the next match, I think he will probably know what to do
Yeah.
to like fully beat him.
It was tough as well because obviously that was it was Tiafoe's birthday. Like so I
Oh
mean it's
yeah,
not it's
true.
never ideal like losing on your birthday, but yeah, I'd
Right.
I'd love to kind of hear or like yeah, kind of get a sense of like yeah, what that feels like in
Mm-mm-mm.
order like because that's probably not probably it is the fourth time he's played the Australian Open on his birthday because he did. I remember it was against Grigor Dimitrov before we started the platform. That's where he kind of
Mm.
made the breakthrough. I think he got to the fourth round that year and he got that win
Mm.
against Dimitrov on his birthday. So he's like, oh yeah, like this is a great way, obviously, to celebrate my birthday as well, and like yeah, to reach this far in a Grand Slam, like mad. But yeah, Khachanov is someone he's never beaten, which I think he'll put right soon. Like I have faith. I have
Definitely,
faith. So
because like I said, he was so close this time. So it's not like a
yeah,
thing where he was like proper far off. He was
I
extremely close. I think it
I'm
was just
I'm
probably
just
like
looking at
the
I'm just
nerves.
looking at their head to head. It wasn't Wimbledon last year. It was Wimbledon in 2021. That was where
Right.
yeah, Khachanov beat him in straight sets, and then
Mm.
he also beat him at Wimbledon in 2018, and that was a 5-set match.
Oh,
Um,
see.
so like yeah, it happens. But no, with Tiafoe, man, I think yeah, things are both. I'm excited about his season. Like I think titles
Same,
are
same.
there's a few titles on his name or with his name on them in 2023. So
100%.
but yeah, I think he brought a lot of like excitement as he always does now, like at these slams, not just because of his play, but yeah, look what he was wearing, and like people are starting to respect the fact that the game is now backing up the name like
Mm,
now.
mm,
Like
mm,
it's not
mm,
just oh yeah,
mm.
Tiafoe, like the nice guy. Like he's actually
Yeah,
beaten like some of these
exactly.
top
Or like
guys.
the guy who's like entertaining or like
Exactly,
blah blah
yeah.
blah. And it's like, bro, like you talk about his tennis though,
Real talk.
it is something.
Exactly. Real talk. So yeah, and he's also now at career high, number 15 in the world.
Whoop whoop.
So creeping up like top 10 pending. It's coming. It's coming.
Amen. Amen.
It's coming. Felix Auger-Aliassime now, I think we need to speak about him. Before we get into the Australian Open, have you watched Breakpoint?
I have. So spoiler alert, guys.
Great
Spoiler
shout.
alert. If you haven't watched it, just kind of skip it for the next 2 minutes.
Check back
Yes,
in
I have
soon.
watched it. I've watched it. Have you watched it?
I have. I don't want to talk about the whole documentary. I just want to talk about Felix's episode.
Because that is the most important episode, to be very honest with you.
Good.
To be very honest with you, it's the most important episode because Eugene Allen.
Telling my government name. Oh, okay. Go on.
Eugene. That episode, to me, first of all, my favorite episodes were the last two episodes, Ons Jabeur one and
Yeah.
Felix's one. I feel like it was a little bit more intense. The Felix one, the reason why it hit me is because all I could think was if Tony Nadal was a real nigga and he kept it 2 Virgils, Felix would have beaten Nadal that match.
Do you really think so?
Eugene, the math is mathing. The only match where Nadal struggled was with bloody Felix.
Yeah, took him to far.
He took him to 5 fucking sets. I mean, Nadal was rattled that day. He was even getting pissed off. Like, bro, why am I still playing? Why am I not beating this guy? Felix was doing his bloody job. Tony even left in the middle of the match because he couldn't even handle it anymore. But the surprising thing was finding out that Felix and his team basically already agreed on that. That, hey, if me and Nadal are playing against each other,
that I don't know. For
really...
me, that did seem a bit like after the fact. I'm sorry. Like, do you get me?
You don't think that was
yeah,
handled before?
I think that Felix probably expected Nadal or Tony Nadal to be. I'm just gonna, yeah, I think he expected him to be in the box. I'm sorry, as in his box. He's paying him. Like, I'm sorry. And I said this before.
Sorry, you mean what you think Felix expecting Tony to be in his one?
To be in his box, as in
who wouldn't expect that? That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. He's paying him. So I understand the family loyalty and all that stuff, but like,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like Tony is being slightly not even slightly, to me, in my honest opinion. Shout out to Tony. You're great and all. Shout out to you and your nephew. But in my honest opinion, I feel like you can't decide to do this if you feel like you can't do your job fully because of your blood.
Yeah. It's tough.
And where's this greediness coming from? My guy's on 22 fucking slams. If Felix was on like 20 slams or he was like near to what Nadal was thinking, I could actually even understand a little bit. But like, we're talking about a new gen. Your nephew his time is running. His legs are crying for fucking help. My guy should not even be here. He needs to go and take care of his child and his wife. But he's a very competitive person, which is why we love him and we respect him in this sport. But let's be for real, bro. Like, I don't know. It was when I watched it, the thing is, it's funny because we knew this already. We knew that, with him not being in Fingy's box and Felix's box, it was like, okay. But seeing it in 4K
I know.
and seeing how he was moving,
yeah. Do you know what was really mad for me?
I paused the documentary. I was like, you're taking a piss. I was like, Tony, you're taking a fucking piss.
It was mad when what match was it? I think it was the match he won. So the match I think it was the third round match that he won, and then he knew he was going to be playing Nadal after, and then Tony, like, I think Felix was like having his warm down on the bike, and then Tony like comes up behind him and like pats him on the back saying, "Oh yeah, good match," and then Felix is like, "Oh yeah, obviously I've got Nadal next, like." We be saying the same thing then, like, because he kind of knew, like, from there it was gonna be awkward, basically. Do you get me? So I was like, wow, this is crazy, like seeing this, like, in terms of the behind the scenes, because we'd never seen that, and that was what Netflix kind of brought to the table. So it was very entertaining.
It was insane, and that's why I feel like, honestly, that episode and the Jabeur was more of a sentimental thing, and
with the family and all that.
The family and how, like, no one believed in her because she didn't pick, she didn't go to the white people to go and build up her team. She stayed with her people. And man, shout out to her husband, first of all, as well, for a man and a Muslim man as well. This is what people don't understand. Like, it's very rare to really see that. Like, it was really great seeing it. And she's doing it. She's making it to slam finals. She's winning titles.
That's a great point. I do love that about Jabeur as well. Like you said, the team is African.
It's all African, and it's the people that she knows. And she was like, I believed in this, and why everyone was laughing at me. So that is why her episode, and also the madness from the Nadals, that honestly just made entertaining. Another thing about this, not even Tony. This was actually Rafael Nadal. Did you see the bit where he was warming up next to Rude?
I swear I texted you about that. I swear I messaged you.
Yo,
I felt so sorry for Rude. Like,
Eugene, I was laughing out loud. Like, I was like, no. You know what's the funniest thing about that clip as well? Is that Nadal literally, he picked up his bag and then he was like, nah, let me put it down and just like, he knew what he was doing. This is what I'm saying. This is why Nadal, I'm sorry, but you have to love him. It just shows you how competitive this guy is. He was like, let me rattle. Like,
they ain't built like that no more, man.
They ain't built like that no more. They're not built like, and I feel like this is the difference between like the old gen and this new gen, is that they're not built like that no more. Like, and Rude looked so uncomfortable. He was just like,
I felt really sorry for him. Like,
he didn't even know where to look. Like, Nadal didn't even have the space to be jumping and running. Like, that was so unnecessary. The amount of time I went back to watch that clip, I could not stop laughing. I was like, come on, man. But honestly, shout out to Breakpoint, shout out to producers. I don't care what these tennis journalists got to say about it that spoke negative about it. I don't really care about the normal fans chatting shit about it. In my honest opinion, I think it was a good documentary for those who are, who are the target viewers, those who are casual fans or those who don't watch it. And I was right, because when I was actually going through the comments on Twitter, people who are not like normal fans all said that they loved it. The negative tweets only came from those who are proper fans. But when I was reading more the ones that know, they're all like, I really liked it, really entertaining, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, it's not the same for us. But I think the second part is going to be way more entertaining and stuff. Because from the trailer, it looked like it was looking good. But honestly, I enjoyed it. I think I would have switched some players or maybe add other players.
You did say before,
I did say it.
I think I think we can talk. I say we should have more of an in-depth discussion about it, like after the second
second one,
season,
yeah.
which
But
is
what did you
later on
think? What
this
did you
year.
think of the first one quickly though?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Like you said, like in terms of kind of knew what to expect, really and truly. But
Exactly.
because it's tennis, like I'm interested in tennis. Like I was always going to watch it, and I
100%.
was definitely entertained and like informed as well. Because as much as I know a lot about the sport already, like I don't know, or we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So it was kind of nice to get that look, basically. With all the teams and like the coaches as well, like the interactions. Like I just found it quite fascinating. Like you said, I agree. Like I did like the Ons Jabeur and obviously Felix's episode the best. I also like Sakari too. I thought Sakari's was quite interesting.
Sakari
and
one was good.
Paula Badosa too.
Paula Badosa, who was really open about her mental. I kind of forgot like the whole mental health thing and stuff. So like,
overall, I thought very, very good. But just the Felix stuff was incredible with Uncle Tony.
Honestly.
But back to Felix in Australia, like he got to the fourth round, so the second week, which is that's good. But he even admitted, I think after the fourth round match, he lost to Yuri Lehecka of the Czech Republic. He said, like this Grand Slam hasn't been good for him in terms of like he hasn't played his best tennis. Like he struggled in every single match.
It was rocking, and you could see it. And I'm not gonna lie, not like in a bad way. I found it really impressive that the fact that it was so difficult, yet he made it all the way to the fourth round, because it like nearly all of his matches were five sets.
4 or 5 sets.
That 4 or 5 sets. But to be honest, remember we spoke about it on our last squad.
Were they 5 or were they 4?
Bro, his first match. No, I'm pretty sure his first match was a 5-set thing. And what's mad is
against Pospisil. Yeah, I think that was 4. It was 4 sets, Lucy.
Oh, it was 4 sets.
Yeah.
And what's mad?
The fifth set, the 5-set match was the second round. I think. Just gonna get that up, just so we're clear. Activity.
But the thing is, wait, hold on. No, so his second round was
second round was 5 sets. Exactly,
second
and then
was
the rest
5,
were 4 sets,
and then the rest were 4. But I actually think it was kind of the same last year as well. So let me check.
There was struggles.
We spoke about it.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought he would lose that match to Molcan in the second round because like it was 2 sets to love down. I was like, wow, this is it. But he came back pretty strongly. So again, obviously
last Australian Open, he only had one straight sets match, which was one with Dan Evans. His first one was 5 rounds, second round 4th round, third round of straight sets, 4th 4, and then quarterfinals where he lost to the
in 5
finalist in 5 to Medvedev.
So
I think maybe, you never know, maybe it's actually a pattern where maybe at the start of the season is a little bit harder for him to grab one of the
I think most players do find it like tough, like in general, like the start of the year, like the first Grand Slam.
And I feel like that's why I'm not a huge fan of Australian Open.
But then also go on, sorry.
Because no, it's literally just because of what you said. It's like it's kind of like rocky and like it's kind of like all over the place, and
because I just
difference
think
doesn't fucking help either.
Of course, I just think with the men anyway, like it is difficult because I mean, Novak won it this year, Nadal won it the year before, then it was Novak 3 in a row, like so it's always kind of been Novak, Nadal, I think Federer as well. I don't think we haven't had
Federer won
anyway. I can't remember the year, but we haven't had anyone outside the big 3 win it, basically.
Yeah.
So, and I think there is reason for that. And like it's like they've almost got like a, I don't know, like they own that Grand Slam. I say Novak really does. With his 10.
You know what? I even forgot. Like it's true.
I don't think it's like a massive shock.
Yeah, true. That's true. Yeah.
Whereas
we kind of get that with other slams, at least we got a little bit, like different stuff. I mean,
variation.
We got Alcaraz last year. We had Medvedev.
The French Open is kind of similar for Nadal. Nadal kind of owns the French Open, but I think that will change this year. Like, and we'll talk more about that like later on, like, in terms of later on in the year.
Oh yeah. I'm telling you already, Novak is winning that French Open.
Oh really? You think Novak?
You people don't understand.
I mean,
I think Novak's going to aim for his calendar year this year, and I think he's going to get it because he lost an entire season. Novak is on smoke right now. He's like, all right, fuck the media that's out here hassling me every day. And on top of that, I can actually get his calendar slammed. I generally feel like Novak is gonna be in a different smoke this year, honestly speaking. Because think about it as well. This year he was injured a little bit at the beginning of this thing. Novak, and then that final, he didn't play anywhere of his net. He didn't play his best tennis. Like, he didn't do anything like crazy this Grand Slam. So
I didn't watch many of his matches, but I did. I think the match against Alex de Minaur, that was the match he played like just lights out. People are saying, "Oh my god, like if he plays like that, no one can beat him." And I think that was the 3rd round or 4th round.
But that was that only round. I'm talking about Novak being on job for like first round.
But then to then beat Tsitsipas in straight sets in a final, like it's pretty impressive. So
that's what I'm saying. But he didn't even like play like crazy. It's definitely so good. And that goes back to my point. As I'm saying, like, if he's not even playing 100% and he's doing that, I feel like Novak's going to be the biggest threat this year. Like, I need the ATP to wake their asses up.
Back to Felix though, quickly. Like, and obviously everybody probably saw the whole Netflix curse thing. So he was the last man standing, like, which I thought was quite funny. Because obviously, like, we had Casper Ruud go out early, Taylor Fritz. Who else was there?
Sakari,
on the men's side. On the men's side,
the men's side.
That's it.
I mean, obviously they included Nick, but Nick didn't even play. He had like a whole surgery.
Yeah, which is mad. But I mean, there was a bit of significance to that, and I think, like you said, with Felix, like, for him to get through to the 4th round, not playing his best tennis, like, it's not bad. It's like,
kind of mad. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of
so mad. And Lehecka too. Lehecka's a good player. Like, that's someone that's going to be. He's going to be like top 30 very soon. I think he's top 50 at the moment, or top 60. So he's a player that we're definitely going to be seeing a lot more of. So it's like no shame to lose to a player like that. But yeah, I think excited to see Felix obviously this year. Let's get into the women now. So Coco Gauff again reached the 2nd week, 4th round for her. Yes. I liked a lot of her matches actually. So she won every single match in straight sets up until that defeat to Yelena Ostapenko in the 4th round. And again, another thing that was quite significant for me, and she also kind of referenced it in her first round, after her first round match against Katerina Siniakova. She spoke about how, like, it was an honor for her to open on Rod Laver. Like, she opened up Rod Laver Arena, which is like a big deal. So, and yeah, she was a 7th seed. Obviously, she's not a Grand Slam winner yet. Saying, don't want to put pressure on the girl, but it's inevitable.
We're speaking in existence right
now. We'll talk. But I just love how she was like aware of that and also acknowledged it. And like, it's a big look for like the Australian Open to give her that honor, like to open play on Rod Laver. Like, and she played, I want to say 3 of her matches were played on Rod Laver, which again is a sign of like the respect.
And then the last one was Margaret Court.
People don't like to reference, but anyway,
I was hesitating to say her name, but
I mean, listen, it is what it is. So, but yeah, with Coco, like, I don't know, is there much to really say, like, in terms of like about her game? Like, she's improved a lot, I think, and she also said that she feels like she's improved.
Yeah, I mean, everything that we said on the last pod, with Miles, shout out to Miles.
Definitely.
You could see it on the Australian Open. Her serve improved, her forehand improved. There were times where it was a little bit rocky, but it was, I mean, it's baby steps. Like, it's not like overnight you're gonna get
she's
it right.
18 years old, man. Like, let's just remember
18 years old, and like, she looked comfortable, she looked confident. I watched a match with Ostapenko. I'm not gonna lie.
Before we get into Ostapenko, and please don't forget what you're gonna say. We have to talk about the Raducanu match, because that was like hyped.
100%. That was
hyped
super
to the max.
it
which
was
I did
hyped.
like as well, because it was like, wow, this could be a rivalry. Like, do you
Yeah,
get me?
yeah. And she even acknowledged it at the end of the match. She was like, yeah,
Mm,
everyone was waiting on this and glad that we could put out a match and stuff. You could tell that Coco brought out a little bit more vim and power from like Mmoh and stuff. Um, but yeah, Coco was like going like through it. There were times where it was a bit close,
because
but
it was straight sets though, wasn't it?
straight sets. The
Mm,
last set was a tie break.
okay.
Um, but it just showed you how it was like a little bit like, but it was Coco was leading like the match. The second set it got a little bit rocky, but then she
Yeah.
build that back up, which is unsurprising. Like, Coco has started her season well. She's more prepared. She's been working way hard, like a lot of hard. I'm not in a bad way of like putting Emma down. It's more of like, with Emma with like the injuries and
Mm.
coach changes and also the pressure that she's been getting as
Which
well.
Coco
Like,
did acknowledge as well, like in like
yeah,
a
of
column for the
course, because
BBC,
she's
which I loved.
yeah, because these young girls are getting a lot of pressure, but Emma's been like a whole different ball game because first of all, the British tabloids are not the easiest people to deal
Hmm.
with.
And then winning a
And
Grand Slam, like, yeah,
yeah, and they forgetting like this is all new to her. Like, do you get what I mean? So it was a good match. It was
yeah,
a good match. I wish it was a free setter to get a little bit more. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of Emma this year as well. I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like she needs to play against a player like Coco to bring out like more of like her skill because she's still talented. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's a great shout. You're going to say something about the Ostapenko match before I cut you?
Yeah, the
Sorry.
Sapenko match, I'm not gonna lie, bro. It wasn't like I knew it was gonna be a little bit tough, but I don't. Where's that smoke from? Like,
I
do you
know.
know what it is?
Ostapenko's a funny player. Go on.
I can't. No, do you know what? It was my fault. I forgot the amount of strength and the
Yeah, she's a
incredible
powerful
player
girl. Yeah,
that a Sapenko is. Like, I genuinely forgot, but like the way she was playing, it was just like it was getting. I think it was then getting into Coco's head.
definitely.
And I feel like once you get into Coco's head, that is when you can easily just yeah. So honestly,
Mm.
it was starting off well. Like Coco was actually starting off really well. And then Elena just started hitting like mad. I was just like, bro,
Yeah.
like relax, like,
I
hey, we get that you're
yeah.
good, but damn, like, no, she's honestly shout out to Elena. Like, she's a like you said, she's a character, but she's a
Mm.
wonderful player as well. Like, yeah, like she was hitting like crazy, and I haven't watched her matches in a while, so I actually did forget how powerful she is.
Yeah, for me it was interesting because yeah, like you said, they both started fairly like well. Although I did
Yeah.
think Ostapenko was holding a lot easier than Goff. So
Mm-hmm.
Goff, a lot of her matches are going to juice, or a lot of her service games are going to juice, whereas
Yes.
Ostapenko was
Yes.
just serving out like 40,
Yep.
15, 40.
Boom.
Some
Boom.
even
Boom. Boom.
love
Boom.
service games. Like,
Yep.
and I thought,
Yep.
wow, she's definitely the more comfortable at the moment. And
Uh-huh.
I did think,
Exactly.
okay, is this a nerve thing for Coco, or is it just the matchup isn't
I
great?
think I think once that was starting, that's when it started getting more into Coco's head, and it was just like,
Yeah,
fuck, like this is too much. And then,
but I think it was more of a matchup thing. So like Ostapenko she's powerful, and like there aren't that many girls out there that have her power. I'm gonna just say it.
mm-hmm.
Like, so obviously you got
Yeah.
Sabalenka, you got Rebecca
Yeah.
now as well.
Mm-hmm.
Azarenka's quite powerful. Keys is another
Mm-hmm.
one. Like there aren't that many.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the girls on the tour, like they're just obviously they're solid, but they don't have like the power game like those four I've just mentioned. And Ostapenko, she's there as
Mm-hmm.
well. Goff, she's going
Mm-hmm.
to develop that over time.
Mm,
And I
that's
think she kind
true.
of did allude to that in her post-match press. She was like basically saying, "Oh, like yeah, a lot of girls can't really like hit her off the court." So it was like, yeah, that was something new for her to experience in like
Yeah.
playing against Ostapenko. And again, people, it's a cliche thing, and it people say in sport, "Oh, you learn a lot from a loss or a defeat." But
Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, I think Coco will learn a lot from that match.
Mm.
And also, yeah, I think Ostapenko just played like ridiculously well. Like
Yeah, bro.
she
Can't
played a
even
very
lie.
very good match. So not too many complaints really from my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But I am looking forward to seeing Goff again. Like you said, she's already won a title this year, and like she's in good form, and the improvements are clearly
and
there for us
also
all to see.
she made it all the way to the semi-finals, doubles with Pegula.
It's a great shout. Yeah. Women's
So
doubles. I think they were the second seeds. So
the second seeds, they won. They lost to like the Japanese players, who then even lost also to the finals.
Runners up in the end.
Them that what's the name again? That Czech Republic girl.
Barbora Krejcikova.
Bro, they're picking up them double titles. Shout out to them still. But like, it's like, damn, let my girl win a little something in the Grand Slam.
Like share, damn.
Like, yeah, like when I saw it on Twitter, I was like, again, like what's going on? But like, yeah, shout out to them, man. They've been killing it. Like, they're doing collecting orders. And the things with her, she already has a single slam and then collecting the double slam. So it's like, it's really, really dope to see. And
she's another character too, because she did you see she was watching the final, as in the women's final. She was like in the crowd.
She was, which is really dope to see.
Very rare.
I'm not gonna lie,
like,
really rare, and was really dope to see as well. So yeah, shout out to her and shout out to them. Like, shout out to the doubles players, man. For
indeed. Madison Keys now. So she reached the third round. I didn't watch much of Madison Keys' matches, I'm not gonna lie to you. So she lost to the two-time champion.
I watched one match, but I couldn't remember which one. I'm not gonna lie, but I did watch one of her matches.
I want to say her first round match was a 3-setter against.
Maybe I even watched the Azarenka one.
Yeah,
I think I watched the Azarenka one and then I fell asleep.
Yeah, because that was happening at a silly time. But she lost to Azarenka. Obviously, Azarenka is a 2-time Australian Open champion,
who also made it all the way to like the semi-finals.
Exactly.
Shout out to Azarenka. I was rooting for her. Like, I really want to see more of the mums coming back and doing it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect us to go that far. So shout out to her.
But yeah, Keys, I mean, third round, she reached the semi-finals last year, so she had a lot of points to defend, obviously, from last year. But yeah, she came into the Australian Open, like we said in the previous pod, unbeaten in the season, obviously winning the United Cup with the United States. But I'm not taking too much away, like in terms of, I'm not reading too much into like the results. Obviously, it's never nice to lose, but yeah, she won the first set against Azarenka and then lost the next two. So I guess you can kind of take a bit of like solace from that. But yeah, I think she's in a good place, I want to say. And I also heard that she moved house during the off season, which is very relatable. He says from his temporary accommodation. But yeah, that for me, again, like moving house is stressful, Lucy. Let me just say, like, it's very stressful. So for her to kind of like start the season the way she did, considering she just literally moved house, like, shouts out to Keys, man. I'm sorry. I just had to put that in there.
I'm sorry. The reason why I'm laughing is because of how you're relating so much.
It's very relatable. Yeah.
No, but you're right. Moving is long, man. Moving is long. It's long.
So yeah, shouts out to Keys, and you look forward to seeing her. I think she'll be playing Dubai next. So yeah, look forward to that. And lastly, before we wrap up, I want to shout out Rana Akua Stoiber. And I'm not sure if it's Akua or Akia. Akua.
I think it's Akua.
Because the Ghanaian, the Ghanaian pronunciation, I think it is Akua.
Akua.
I think.
I honestly.
But anyway, she's British.
I can only help you
with Ghanaian heritage. So shouts out to Rona. So she made the semi-finals in the girls competition, and that was her first Grand Slam semi-final. And I watched most of her matches actually from the third round and beyond. So because they started at like 2 a.m. our time, so it was like great timing for me. And yeah, I just think she's a solid player, man. She's 17 years old. I'm not sure how tall she is, but she does look quite tall, like compared to like a lot of the girls that she was playing against. Has a big serve, like she's got a massive first serve, and like she wins a lot of easy 3 points off that first serve. So obviously she's going to continue to develop, and it's just a name to kind of look out for.
Yeah.
And I think yeah, she's obviously we follow her on the platform and stuff, and yeah, she follows us as well. So
Mm-mm.
hopefully that's someone we can speak to in the near future.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, a name to look out for, and I'm sure everyone's pretty much aware of her because we've been posting her like quite a bit as well. So yeah, shouts out to Stoiber. And yeah, that wraps up the Australian Open, Lucy. Unless there's anything else you want to say about it.
No, bye, Australian Open. Thank you very much. I can
On to the
finally catch my
next.
sleep. On to the next. See y'all next year.
How good was it though as well? Like on Sunday, like when for me anyway, I was like, wow, like I've got nothing to stay up for now. Like this is actually, I'm actually
Bro,
happy.
like
Like
I'm not gonna lie, I was so happy getting my sleep back. Like I'm never gonna get over the Australian Open time. Like it's just ridiculous. Like midnight, like let's be for real.
it's
So
crazy.
honestly, it's just we're slowly getting back to the European things,
Mm,
for a little moment, and then we're going to America. I can do with that. Then we're back
indeed.
again to Europe for a little longer time. So
Well, yeah,
yeah, honestly, thank you for your time, Australia, but bye.
it's been fun.
It's been
But,
fun.
but before we wrap up, I want to shout out Mikael Immer. So he reached the Challenger final in Belgium.
Yes.
So Immer lost in the first round in Australia to Nishioka, I want to say, and that was a straight sets defeat. And then yeah, literally flew to Belgium to play this Challenger like the next week. I think he had to play qualifying too. So he, considering he's a top 100 player, I think because he was a late entry, played qualifying in this event,
Wow.
then reached the final, lost to the Goffin, David Goffin in the final, which again is no like Goffin is a top player. But yeah, Immer is also now a career high, so he's 60 in the world, which is pretty good. So you look forward to seeing Mikael Immer more this season. Also want to shout out Arthur Fils, the French kid from France, obviously. So he reached his second Challenger final in France after winning his first Challenger in Portugal earlier in the year. But yeah, Fils lost to compatriot Gregoire Barrère. Hope I'm saying his name correctly. And yeah, Fils is also now at career high 164, so he's creeping up the rankings. He's probably going to make top 100 possibly end of the
Yeah,
year, like if he keeps
looks
going
like
the way
it.
he's going,
Mm-hmm.
which would be incredible considering he's what I think he's just 18 as well. So
Mm.
yeah, another name to look out for, and someone I'm sure everyone is aware of because of us. So it's all good. And yeah, happening this week as we record. So shouts out to Emma Watson
Yeah,
upsetting second seed Yulia Putintseva in
yeah.
Thailand. Um, Watson's like first top 50 win since like March of last year.
Oh
Because
wow, okay.
she's currently ranked like in the hundreds. I think she's like 120 something at the moment.
Right.
So she's kind of working her way back up the ranking. So she played a lot of her tennis last year, like on the ITF circuit, and played like a lot of qualifying events. I think she even played, yeah, she lost in the first round qualifying for the Australian Open this year.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
she's had a tough time since like Wimbledon. I think Wimbledon where she made the fourth round, and then yeah,
Yeah,
after that
yeah.
it's been a bit tough for Heather. But yeah, nice
Mm-hmm.
to see her back in the winner's circle in Thailand. So hopefully she can go far in Thailand. And also as we record this, Alicia Parks, she got a good win
Lyon.
exactly, which is the WTA 250. So she beat Julia Grabher in 3 sets. That was a topsy-turvy match, but yeah, Parks pulled through. And she's also playing doubles in Lyon with China's Shuai Zhang.
Oh, I didn't
And
know that. Okay.
they're the top seeds. So I had that match on Monday whilst at work, and they lost the
Oh,
first
okay.
set. Yeah, they lost the first set, but came back and won, which was good
Oh,
to see.
nice.
So
Okay.
yeah, Parks, and I think she'll be doing that a lot this season, both playing singles and doubles.
And doubles. Okay.
So yeah, we look forward to seeing Parks, and also look out for Jasmine Paolini. So she'll be playing
Yes.
Rebecca Masarova in Lyon in the first round. And that match hasn't been played yet as we record this. So yeah, good luck to all of those players competing this week.
I
And
saw
yeah,
it was.
Lucy,
Oh yeah, no. Okay. I thought she did.
that
My bad.
that concludes this episode,
Yes.
which has been yeah an Australian Open recap, but also
Australian Open
a bit
recap.
of a Netflix breakpoint analysis.
Yes. By the way, Netflix, next time hit us up to review.
I mean, yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool.
you know,
We here.
we be speaking all passive about it and shit. So
It could be the only like exactly
it
like
is, yeah, because I feel like everyone else was chatting shit like, oh yeah, there was no drama. Oh yeah, it was just
indeed
bad. Shut up. Like you're not the target viewer. Like
real
it
talk.
gave whatever, but it shows to you that, they did their job because like I said, those who are not tennis fans gave out positive comments. It was only tennis Twitter that was going crazy when they're forgetting you are not the target viewer. But yeah, at the end of the day, I hope it did what it did, which is bringing more, exposure to our sports because, we need it. For
Indeed.
like, I don't know if you saw it, there's an article that came out that apparently like a ticket to watch for the Australian Open, like a lot of people, they had a lot of attendees, but the viewers like one of the worst, like in terms
Oh,
of
as in
like people
on
watching it
TV. Oh,
on
really?
TV. Yeah, in
Oh, wow.
Australia,
Okay.
So that could be a
Interesting.
topic for another day to figure
Indeed,
out
yeah.
how do we get people to watch tennis.
And
Rule
engage.
number one: do not take off WTA ATP from Amazon Prime.
Ah! It looks like it's gonna happen there, Lucy, I'm afraid. So yeah.
I'm mentally preparing myself.
But we'll cross that bridge
But
when we
yeah,
get to it, innit? But yeah, guys,
yeah.
man, thank you as always for listening and tuning in. And yeah, just keep an eye on all the socials as usual. Got a few things like lined up and planned for the future. So yeah, there'll be more content coming as per. But yeah,
And
until
follow us on TikTok, guys. We're finding you on TikTok.
huh? This is news to me. Oh my
No,
word.
no. I'm saying it because by the time this is up,
Okay, fair
we're going
play.
to open our TikTok
Just
page
opening a TikTok
and
page.
share our reels. So
Mad.
guys, we wanna let people inside our sport. We want people to know more about the black players. We're celebrating black players in tennis. So
Real
share,
talk.
like, comment, rate, view, tell your uncle, tell your cousin, tell your haters, tell your boo, tell anybody
And
about
yeah,
that
also
sport.
shouts out to all the
Yeah.
people as well that have been interacting like on the socials. Like
Yeah,
I
it's
do love
actually
the
so cool.
comments. Like
Yeah.
yeah, like it's just nice to see. Like and it's funny as well. We also get a few comments saying, "Oh, we didn't know you had a podcast," like which is mad. So we need to do a better job in like promoting the
Yeah, like
podcast,
in
which
it
is
because
like
I'm out here
I feel
editing like
bad.
crazy,
I feel
guys.
bad. I need
Like
to.
I was editing on my flight. Like, what you mean you don't know
It's
about this?
crazy.
We here.
So
But yeah,
yeah, shouts
it's
out
all
to
good.
you all, and thank you, Lucy, as well for the incredible work you've been doing. Because yeah, without you, none of this would be even out. So a big thank you to Lucy.
So, fellas, if you see that I'm cute and I'm doing all of that, PayPal for me.
Listen, we ain't doing it. We're not doing that. I'm joking.